Welcome to Keep On Casting. We're at the Wounded War Hero Rodeo. This is the 5th annual. Tony started this thing 5 years ago. It was always his favorite rodeo. So we're looking forward to some great time taking these Wounded War Heroes out. Hopefully we'll catch some fish. Keep On Casting is sponsored by the Prop Shop. We're more than just props. Pin, let the battle begin. Spider wire, nothing gets away. Real Outfitters, proud to be the first family-owned tackle store in Thibodaux, Louisiana. So the Wounded War Hero Rodeo is one of my favorite rodeos also. We got guys coming here from Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, all over. These Wounded War Heroes, they're great to fish with. They always have a good time. They've got cooks from around Louisiana coming to cook. They got Tony Sashery. They got cooks from Houma. They got cooks from Lake Charles. They all coming and they're cooking their specialty. I know we got brisket, we got fried oysters, we got fried soft shell shrimp. Anything you can imagine is over here, and it's the best food you can imagine. This was always Tony's favorite tournament. Tony's the one who started this tournament down here in Cocodrie, Louisiana. You can see some clips from him right now.
I put a shrimp on last time and I caught that little mangrove. I put a big croaker. I'm going to try see if a bigger bait will catch a bigger fish. I'm actually free lining. I don't have a weight on this one. I'm leaving my bail open and just letting them swim around until I feel something grab it. Looks like every time Ish puts a bait in the water, a fish gets on it. I guess that's because his name rhymes with fish.
Ish, the fish.
Woo!
Oh, nice.
I don't think that's a mangrove Ish. If it is, it'll be a new world record. Come on, baby. Oh. World record mangrove on the line, and it breaks off. Did it break or untie? Is it curly at the end? Uh-oh, who tied that? It untied, Scott. We're not going to tell anybody that Scott Robichaud tied that hook on there since it untied. We don't want to hurt his reputation.
Get him off that platform. Good job, Matt. Whoa, lemon fish.
Kobe.
I got it. Come to the back.
Get in that,
Walk
get in
to the
that.
back. Walk to the back.
Get the gaff. Ooh, yeah, baby.
Walk
All
to
right,
the back.
watch out. Let Captain get him.
Walk to the back.
Lemon fish, ling, cobia, whatever you want to call it. Goes by many names.
Just take your time. About 30.
Don't let him come off that little hook. Oh, come on. Scott tried to knock him off, but
twisty, turning.
unsuccessful.
Get some more slack on him.
Now he got him. He's coming in the boat now. Watch your feet. Watch your toes.
Walk.
Feel shaky.
Follow me.
I guess it was 6 years ago, I was approached by Mr. Tony Fontenot. Asked me if I could be a guide for a rodeo for some wounded warriors in Cocodrie. And I informed Mr. Tony Fontenot that I could not be a guide in Cocodrie because I knew absolutely nothing about the waters in Cocodrie. But I told him I could cook. He says, well, we need some cooks. I said, well, you got your man. I immediately called my brother. He said, we're in. I called Mr. Fontenot back and says, we're in. And from then it just started, and then we helped Tony out a lot on the first rodeo, and he says, I need you two Benoits on my team to help us get this rodeo going, to make it a success every year. So we signed on. Me, my brother Jimmy, my wife Patricia, and Jimmy's significant other, Amy, and Mr. Percy Mosley. And we went through, I guess, 3, 4 years, 5 years with Tony. And then when Tony passed away, we says, hey, we're going to continue the Fontenot Memorial Rodeo. So last year was our first year without Tony. This is our second year, and every year we've just been building more and more ever since. And this is the end result. We're fortunate enough to know a lot of people in the industries down here that we have a lot of our food donated. My brother and I, Jimmy, we love to cook. So that's our main focus is food, because down here in South Louisiana, we love to eat, but we love to cook. And tonight we're gonna have fried oysters, fried shrimp, soft shell shrimp, and some crawfish etouffee. But we're fortunate because they donate all of this stuff, and it's significant.
I'll be honest with you, they don't get the food that they get here anywhere else. We put on a lot of good vittles for these people. They enjoy it. We take the time to go ahead and find the right stuff for them. But I think they just want to have a good time. This is the only rodeo where the wives or the spouses are invited, and they love it. I just brought a couple to one of the camps, and the lady says she's got 6 children. I said, well, thank God you're gonna have a free weekend. She goes, yes. She goes, I wish it could last all week. So
This is our third hookup. Got Ish over here on one too.
big boy.
Wags got one, Matt's got one, Ish has one. First stop, first cast, redfish action.
There he is.
Nice redfish in the boat from Mr. Sean Wagner.
Should have brought my my boga grip.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That's a bad boy right there, Matt. Good job.
In the past years, every veteran I get on our vessel, it's just an absolute joy to be around. It doesn't matter what type of injury they have, it just gives us joy to take them out and see the joy that we're bringing to them. Makes them very happy and makes them feel like they're really being supported and loved. I know it's, like I said, just a little something, but it's not enough. It really isn't.
Here they are, Pop. Here you got you another one, Pop. Turn around. Here you go. There you go.
He's on this side over here.
Yep.
He's pretty big.
Reel him in, Pop. You getting him.
I got him hooked good.
Oh, yeah, you do. You got him hooked good.
He must be pretty big.
Oh, yeah, he's big. If you can get yours' head up, I'll get him.
You see him yet?
There he is. Here he comes. Oh, got his head in.
What?
Oh, shucks. Yeah, we got him. Oh,
Look at these suckers.
look at this one, Pop.
Oh, man.
Let me get him out of here.
This one must be the same size as that.
Must be. Fun?
Better than nothing. I really miss Tony Fontenot, dear friend who I miss every single day of my life. And I remember his smile, that captivating, addictive smile he had, and how much he loved the veterans also. He really poured his heart out, and he did a lot for them when he was here. So, Tony, we're gonna be fishing for you tomorrow, buddy.
You know Grafton Dermatology as one of Louisiana's premier skincare and skin cancer treatment centers. Grafton Dermatology will bring your beautiful body to its healthy fullest. Grafton Dermatology provides advanced treatment for all skin conditions, repairing, healing, enhancing. Grafton Dermatology, defining healthier skin and beautiful bodies for over 15 years.
LA Boat Works is your one-stop shop for all your custom boat needs. They have custom camo paint, rigging, gator glide, and can also do complete boat restorations. They also have C-Deck, a non-skid flooring that can be installed in any boat, fiberglass or aluminum. If you're in the market for a new custom-built boat, go check out the guys at Relentless Boats. They can build any boat you can dream up, from surface drives to bay boats. They will help you design your boat from the ground up, and believe me, these things really perform. Keep On Casting is sponsored by the Prop Shop. We are more than just props. Bourgeois Meat Market, miracles in meat since 1891. Bronco Industries, leading the field in industrial construction and fabrication.
So as always at a fishing rodeo, you don't know what the weather's gonna do. So it looks like we got some weather coming through tomorrow around 10 o'clock. We're taking live shrimp. We're gonna do the best we can. With live shrimp, Cocodrie, Louisiana, you can't go wrong.
Look, Wounded War Heroes has brought me and my friends together that I hadn't seen since our deployment. And these were guys that I was right here next to my entire deployment. Some of them guys are here. I met other guys that were deployed at the same time, and I just kept meeting more and more veterans who had the same story as I. And I began to learn that I'm not alone. There's other people out there. Wounded War Heroes became a family. We have been eating deer meat for the past 3 years. We eat deer 8 nights a week. And I'm very blessed and fortunate to say that Wounded War Heroes has helped us feed my family for the past 3 years with deer meat by keeping me constantly going out. They give me a chance to learn things to teach our kids that I wouldn't have the opportunity to do before. We get together with our spouses here, and our spouses get to meet, and all of a sudden we're not that just weird loner veteran husband that they have. They're like, oh God, there's more people out here like you. And for them, they only see one side of us, but when we come out here and we're smiling with our friends and we're cutting up, they get to see us relaxing and having a good time for the first time in a long time. Oh yeah. Chicken of the sea, baby.
Come on, Alicia.
There you go.
This is my first couples rodeo. I have attended a couple hunting trips at Valhalla, which was a hunting lease that they had. And that was a good time, seeing all the veterans getting together and hunting. But it's definitely the first fishing event that I've had with Wounded War Heroes. If they invite us, I'm coming back.
Yeah, I got a minute.
It's a stingray.
Yeah, no, so it's staying down.
Get him in, you never know.
It is a stingray.
What y'all do with my knife?
It's on right in my... Oh, he swallowed that thing.
I got a stingray. We are trash fishing today. I'll show you what I do with these. I don't want to round up like a crocodile, man. We're out here fishing in 20-mile-an-hour winds. A little bit of that front come through, and the next is about to reach Morgan City, so it's coming our way. We probably got about a 30-minute ride in, so we're not gonna stick around too long. The screen shows lightning strikes everywhere, so see what we can do.
Skin cancer is the most common cancer in the United States. In fact, more skin cancers are diagnosed each year than all other cancers combined. Most skin cancers are caused by too much exposure to the sun. The good news is that you can do a lot to protect yourself. Catch skin cancer early so that it can be treated effectively. Finding it early is the best way to make sure it can be treated with success. Call Grafton Dermatology for a consultation.
Latour Golf Club, the region's leading residential golfing community, is nestled amid beautiful landscaped greens and peaceful lakes. The 18-hole 72-par course was designed by PGA Tour champion David Toms. Golfers can enjoy the fully stocked golf pro shop, driving range, and putting greens. The family can also enjoy Latour Bar and Grill, which offers delicious cuisine. The Bayou region's premier golfing community. Live the life with Latour.
Keep on Casting Cooking is brought to you by Rouse's. Fresh food, fresh daily. All right, folks, it's fall in South Louisiana, and that means college football time and the Saints. So today LSU is playing. We're getting ready. We went to Rouse's. We got a sale on Boston butts. This is about 20 pounds of Boston butt for $22. So I couldn't help myself. I got it. Got everything set up out here. First thing we're gonna do is trim up the Boston butt. Got some knives right here. Compliments a Delta Restaurant Supply. So we got two right here. I'm probably gonna cook the smallest one, save the other one for later. We had a little birthday party last night, so we got a tablecloth left over. So Becky said she didn't care if I messed it up. I'm gonna put it right there. I'm gonna save that big one for later on. And really, this one's pretty trimmed up. You do want to get a little of this fat off of here if you can. So we'll trim a little fat off the Boston butt. Put that right there. And previously I lit the grill. And I want to get it around 350 degrees because the first thing we want to put this thing on there is put it on there and brown it up real good. So I got a few different seasonings. I got one today we're going to try called a Traeger rub. But I figured a rub's a rub, so we'll try it on a different grill. So you want to season these things up pretty well. That's a big hunk of meat, and it'll take a lot of seasoning. You almost can't over season. I'm sure some of you out there can, but it's hard to do. So then we got I always like to put a little Tony sachets on there, just because I like Tony. There we go. A little of that. Once again, you almost can't overdo it. The other thing I'll use, a little onion powder. A little onion powder there. A little garlic powder. So we got it all seasoned up, nice and good. Got some extra on the tablecloth. Now we're gonna take this. First thing we're gonna do is put this on the grill. So I usually like around 350 degrees. No more, a little less, no big deal. We're gonna set this on the grill, fat side down, and we're gonna brown it up really good. And when it browns up, it'll start shrinking up a little bit. When you brown it, you can throw you a few chips on there. We got some hickory chips we're gonna throw on there. And that'll actually give it a little smoky flavor. So you brown it, you get that fat nice and melted, a nice brown on the outside. Next thing we're gonna do, put it in the pan, cover it with foil. We'll go over that. So you mainly wanna get it on here and brown it up really good. You can tell I got a lot of smoke coming off of here because that's that fat burning, but we wanna get it nice and brown. A little bit of charring or hurt anything. Scrape that off like my daddy used to scrape off toast in the morning because he burned everything. So letting it brown up good. The next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna take this, we're gonna put it in foil, put Allegro marinade on that, cover it with foil really good, turn this thing down to about 250 and leave it. Really you want the temperature to get to about 180 degrees or so in here for pork, but what I do is I just leave it till I can take a butter knife and push it right through there. That means it's done every time. So we've been browning this Boston butt probably for about 15-20 minutes. It's got a good color. It also shrinks up a little bit so it'll fit in the pan. And take this out of there. I always like to put it fat side down. Put it right there in the pan. So we're good to go right there. I'm gonna dampen this down a little bit. because we want to get it down to about 250. A little bit more doesn't matter. This is Allegro marinade, and that's one of my favorites. Dale seasoning is also good. Shake that up real good. It's got some sediment in the bottom. Put that over the top. And usually I use about a little more than half, because this thing starts to make a lot of water. So that's about right. Not that much. Now we're gonna put some heavy duty aluminum foil over the top of that. And this is just one way to cook a Boston butt. I'm showing y'all because I like to do it. The kids like it. Later on we're gonna make some Cuban sandwiches out of this. It's awesome. It's easy to do. You got a grill that'll hold its temperature like the Big Green Egg. You put it on here and it's almost a no-brainer. Get it to around 250. Leave it there. Once again, some people use a meat thermometer. I basically take it out and see when I can cut it with a butter knife. So it's a little bit hot right now, but we're gonna put that on there. Once again, I'm gonna dampen it down to where I know it'll be around 250. And set it and forget it. Come back, check it every now and then. You don't have to check it much. Ready to go. So we put the Boston butt on last night, and it was cooking around 225, 250. I just left it all night. See what it looks like this morning. Get this out. Ooh, it's a little bit hot still. So you can see we got this thing, it's all tender. You can push this fork right through there. That's perfect. And it tastes great. All that fat has melted down. Next episode, we're going to show you how to do some Cuban sandwiches. Stay tuned. You can find this recipe and more at keeponcastingtv.com.
Living in the South, we all love our outdoor activities. Most skin cancers are caused by too much exposure to the sun. Also try to avoid direct sunlight between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Remember to wear protective clothing and cover your head. Using sunscreen with an SPF above 15 with reapplication every 3 to 4 hours can do wonders. You're smart, have fun, but be safe. Call Grafton Dermatology for a consultation.
My neighbor Tony, he looked at me and said, "Man, you're crazy. You're about to leave out in this weather." And I said, "Sir, I have a tag fish to go catch."
I won this beautiful boat catching a tag redfish in Venice, Louisiana.
There's 100 redfish waiting. It all starts Memorial Day weekend. Sign up today.
Closed captioning provided by Humdinger Lures, the bass catchingest lures on the planet.
Beautiful morning. We're going offshore for the Wounded War Hero Tournament. We got Kelly Broussard on the boat, Couillon, Nick, and Chet, Jonathan Narcisse in the front. And we hooked up on something big, boys. See what comes in. On an electric reel. Reel it, Chet. No, don't touch it. Just joking. He's coming up. He's floating up. You got it. That's what I'm saying, boys! Woo! Hey, I slipped. Calm down. That's what I'm talking about, boys. Big grouper. Big nasty brown.
That's what's up.
How much he weighs?
You had that mud on the hook?
Sweet. All right, guys. 40.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a rodeo winner. Woo! All right, guys, we had a great time fishing at the Wounded War Hero Tournament. Josh was an awesome fisherman. Alicia was a trooper. She had a great time out there. We didn't catch a lot of fish. We caught some hard heads. We caught some bonnet nose sharks. Not anything great, but we had a really good time fishing. It was rough weather conditions today. It's a pleasure to come out here and serve these guys who have served us and put their life on the line. And as always, we want to thank our veterans and troops. And until next time, keep on casting.
So Boudreaux and Thibodeau one day was riding around town, and Thibodeau was driving. He looked at Boudreaux and said, "Man, Boudreaux, ain't you been wanting a Harley Davidson?" And Boudreaux said, "Man, yeah, Shaq." He said, "Well, look right there. Tough guy Harley Davidson. Let's stop in and get you one." Boudreaux said, "Let's do that." So they pulled into the place. They walk in, and the owner of the place was in there. He said, "Look, guys, I know y'all saw my sign. It ain't no joke. I don't sell my Harley Davidsons to just anybody. You gotta be one tough son of a gun before I sell you one of my Harley Davidsons." Thibodeau said, "Man, Shaq, Boudreaux right here is the toughest son of a gun you ever laid eyes on." He said, "Well, tell me how tough he is." He said, "I'm gonna do that." He said one day Boudreaux was out there fishing by himself. He took a little break and he was dangling his arm in the water like that. And a big old gator came and grabbed it and ripped it off at the elbow. Boudreaux didn't bat an eye. With one arm, he jumped in that water. He swam that gator down. He wrestled him back into the boat. He pulled his pocket knife out. He cut that gator open, got his arm back from that gator, found some line and a hook, and sewed his own arm back on. That guy said, "Man, you're not joking. Boudreaux is the toughest son of a gun I ever laid eyes on. Not only am I gonna sell him my top-of-the-line Harley Davidson, I'm gonna give him a 50% discount." Thibodeau said, "Boudreaux, what you think about that, Shaq?" Boudreaux said,
Oui, moi je danse avec les filles. Oui, c'est juste pour m'amuser. Je bois le bon Red Stripe pour me rafraîchir. Moi l'aime les filles dodo, puis moi l'aime les haricots. C'est ça qu'on appelle la joie de vivre. Et quand je me sens paré, je connais à où moi je peux aller. Pour boire des